Hello, guys. Nick back with another episode of my scary stories to tell. Sorry it's been a while, guys. Yeah, lots been going on recently, with some family stuff, so I haven't really had much time to, record an episode. So sorry about that, guys, and getting back to it and trying to find the time when I can. But yeah, so there are some updates as well about, I guess, some, paranormal stuff. So we'll talk about that today. Yeah, so first one being that I was attacked by a dog. Now, I've been trying to come up with like a name for this dog, something, something that strikes fear in the heart of the people. Now, one is the Texas Terror Dog. I mean, I know it's a working title. Right now, the dog is just known as Mr. Beefy. Yeah. So that's my father-in-law's dog, actually. No, I was actually attacked. He actually bit me. Pretty gnarly. Looks like a freaking vampire bite. It's barely starting to heal. I'm about 3 or so weeks in, so yeah, this year seems to have like a theme of dogs for some reason. So I don't know if that's part of the continued bad luck or what you want to call it, but yeah, that's what happened. I do have some updates about the black dog. Some that kind of might provide a little bit of validity as far as it being something kind of spooky. So I actually learned recently from my mom because I told her about the story or shared the podcast and all that, and apparently my uncle, my Theo, has actually encountered something similar, a black dog that has been said to follow him actually from place to place that he's lived. Okay, so that means, this dog would come late at night and bark and keep him up and keep him up, and no matter what he did to try to get rid of it, it wouldn't go away. He even apparently has moved several times, and this dog just keeps following him. Big black dog, apparently. And one of the main things is that he actually lives like right down the street from me, right down the alleyway where I saw it. If I just go straight, I'll run right into my uncle's house. So I don't know if this thing maybe kind of attached itself to me or what, or maybe it's just a dog that is attached to him. I do have some other ideas as far as what it could be, so we'll kind of talk about that. So the Texas Terror Dog, right? That's actually a name that's been coined already, and it's actually something obviously that is more, prone to being here. So let's check this out. There's some people. There's a guy that he has another podcast as well, and he's actually from Texas. He's actually pretty close. He's in Austin. So apparently, this is something he kind of knows about a little bit. So let's take a look at this. All right, so here we go.
Recently, a social media campaign to reassign the Texas Chupacabra a new name. And after a round of voting, the one that came out on top was the Texas Terror Dog. And I'm just curious what your thoughts may be on renaming the Texas Chupacabra and how you feel about the name that won out.
Yeah, I'm for it. I think that there's a lot of confusion with those stories. There's two very distinct types of chupacabra because you have the weird Puerto Rican one that was kind of alien looking and had all kinds of government conspiracies, and then you have these genuine known cryptids really in Texas because we have these weird hybrids that have turned up over the years. So yeah, I think.
Awesome. You heard it here, folks, from Mr. Weatherly. It's a good idea.
Yeah, so apparently it's something that used to be known as like the chupacabra, which is it's said to something be more like a kind of alien-like creature, but yeah, see, so it's
All
kind of
right, the
again
terror dog is done.
And it only took 17 hours.
what it should actually look like, apparently.
So let's get him off there and clean him up a little bit. I want
So
y'all
this
to
guy,
experience how satisfying this magnetic.
obviously, this guy made like a 3D printing of the Texas Terror Dog for a little bit.
But I'm real happy about this one.
I think as far as like the
All right.
as far as the face goes, I like the head. I kind of feel like that's what it looked like. The ears, I'm not so sure about because I didn't really get a good look at the ears. But yeah, so maybe a couple of things that could be. It was actually caught on camera.
Texas terror dog caught on trail cam.
Just in case. Yeah, the Texas Terror Dog. I mean, I guess it could be like a cow, but I mean, you can kind of see those ears that you can see in the other end. And I feel like as far as size goes, like this was pretty close to what I saw. So I don't, I don't know. Obviously, I mean, I think as far as it being like a cryptid or whatever, I feel like it could be, real.
Many cryptid weird things going on down there. The one that comes to mind is the chupacabra. Now the thing about the chupacabra is there's the Puerto Rican chupacabra, there's also the Texan chupacabra, and my good buddy Hey Strangeness has led the charge to get this guy, because the Texas chupacabra is something completely different, get it renamed to the Texas Terror Dog, which
Yeah, so I mean, apparently this guy is really like campaigning for this to be called the Texas Terror Dog. So it's possible that that's what I could be dealing with. However, I don't know. I do feel like I don't know. I feel like it was more of kind of like a spiritual thing. I mean, just because my wife saw it in the house and kind of disappeared like super quickly. So I kind of feel like it's more of like a spiritual thing. Yeah, like this.
The black dog is a supernatural, spectral, or demonic entity from English folklore. It is usually unnaturally large with glowing red or yellow eyes, is often connected with the devil as an English incarnation of the hellhound, and is sometimes an omen of death. Black dogs are generally regarded as sinister or malevolent, and a few are said to be directly harmful. Some black dogs, however, such as the Girt dog in Somerset, are said to behave benevolently as...
I mean, I don't really know if it could be a protector. I mean, my well, that was weird. My uncle's really religious, so it could be something sent as a guardian, but I don't know. It depends, man. It depends. But yeah, a couple of theories as to what it could be. Yes, so that was weird. Yeah, there was like a noise and then some interference, so that was kind of went with the ambiance of the episode. A little bit creepy there. But yeah, there's been stuff like that around the house. Just strange noises. The shadows continue in the hallway. Um, my sister-in-law, who's been staying here, shout out Mercedes, actually had a dream about the house. Apparently, in the dream, she woke up and something happened, and she went looking for us. Try to look for her dad, try to look for us, and apparently no one was there. And when she came out into the hallway, she saw a tall, slender figure with wide eyes standing in the hallway. It sounds eerily familiar, like the entity most notably known as Slender Man is what I was getting from that. I don't know if you guys remember that story. It's actually a true story as far as the incident. These little girls were blaming an entity that was telling them to kill their friend, and they stabbed their friend and left her to die in the woods. Pretty crazy story. Yeah, that one definitely rings a bell. As far as what I know about, the only thing that maybe it wasn't was that the Slender Man, I believe, is said to have tentacles, and she didn't say anything about the tentacles, but that's just a small part of the folklore. So hopefully none of us are unalived. Yeah, it's don't come after us. um, but yeah, so there's still been some happenings going on. I did happen to see the black dog again in the alleyway, just kind of passing by. I've seen it a few times like that. It's kind of, real quick, just kind of lurking in the shadows. So yeah, now whatever. I'm hoping it's not like an entity that was following my uncle that's being passed on to me, because that wouldn't be any fun. I definitely wouldn't want this thing following me around from place to place, but we'll see. I mean, nothing significant has come from it yet, but I mean, maybe it's all part of the bad luck as far as me, getting bit, thing with my dad this whole year. In fact, it's been hellish. So could have something to do with it. Depends, if you're a superstitious person or, it's just how it is. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on anything else that happens. For the next couple episodes, I do have them planned out. The next one I do want to come out with pretty quick, since I know kept everyone waiting for a bit. So that one's I've been trying to tell since like episode 2, but then we started having these other happenings go on, so I thought it was best to document while everything is still fresh. The next episode, will kind of be a previous experience that's happened before, that I'll go into detail with. And the next upcoming episodes, I have one is like I'm gonna have a special guest for one, and the next one kind of be more of like an adventure, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of context. I don't know if you've heard of the app called Rando Tahoe. It's kind of a creepy app that kind of taking people to some strange places, and I think one occurrence even led the people to a dead body in the suitcase. So yeah, So pretty creepy stuff going on. Some people gone to haunted places, some pretty creepy places. Actually had an incident, a small incident, the other night. I downloaded the app, and I'm like, okay, check this out. So I just did it in like my neighborhood, right? And it was late at night, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go real quick, and we'll follow it. It led me right down the street to like this house that was kind of being built. Um, Nothing too significant about it. I mean, it looked creepy because it's kind of in the process of being rebuilt. Usually, you're supposed to explore, but it's like I'm not gonna break into a house. Yeah, I couldn't get away with that. Just going into a house and not getting in trouble. So I'm not gonna do that. Somewhere out in the woods or some other place, maybe, but I'm not gonna break into some random property. But it was actually right next to one of my friend's old houses. It was right next to that house, so I thought that was interesting. So whenever I leave from there, right, I start going back, and now as far as I know, like these adventures are not so much about the destination as much it is about like the adventure itself. I think is the thing. So when I go back, I see like another house that's kind of looked like it's being worked on. It has a big old tarp in front of it, like covering the front door and all that. And there was this white Tahoe parked out in front, and the door was just wide open to the car. Like there was no one in it. I don't know. I just got this creepy feeling that I don't know, like something wasn't right. I kind of slowed down by and see if I could hear anything. I couldn't really hear anybody. There's no lights on the house, so it's like, this is weird. And of course, again, I'm not gonna go into this place. You get in trouble for entering someone's house, or getting shot or something. So I just took off, and I thought it was kind of weird. Maybe it's just a kind of random thing, but I go back, right, because I tell my wife about it, and she's like, let's go by there again. So we go by again, like the next day, and kind of in the evening, and again the Tahoe is there with the door just open. The lights off. It just like, so kind of creepy, little adventure on the way. So probably gonna try it again and try to document it this time. That way we can see if there's anything that we get. It could be nothing, it could be something. So go check it out. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for the next episode. Like I said, the next one I'm gonna try to get out as soon as possible. But yeah, until then, guys, stay spooky. Yeah, I'll keep you guys apprised of all the happenings.